resentment known this offseason. While Wilson's back and forth with the Seahawks has switched back to private, Rodgers' dispute with the Packers remains in the public eye. Hall of Fame GM Ron Wolf, who was the Packers GM during the Favre era, weighed in his thoughts saying, quote, "We have a lot of divas playing in the league right now. I fail to understand that all these guys have long-term deals. I can't believe the game has changed that remarkably." So, Acho, is the diva criticism of star quarterbacks justified?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's it? You agree?
I do. But we going somewhere, Sal. We going somewhere, big dog. Hell. Look, y'all, let's be real. Russell Wilson was the highest paid quarterback at one point, and he was still out there complaining. Aaron Rodgers, highest paid quarterback at one point, still out there complaining. My dog, Deshaun Watson, highest paid quarterback at one point, still out there complaining right after he became the highest paid quarterback at one point. So, yes, they are being divas. But let's also keep in mind, Russell Wilson has only missed the playoffs once since he has become a starter. Aaron Rodgers was just a MVP over the entire National Football League. Deshaun Watson was just top 5 in every statistical category while still commanding a 4-12 team that lost the best receiver in the National Football League. So, yes, they are being divas. What's your point? That's my point. They being divas. And Beyonce's a diva. She literally wrote a song, "I'm a diva." That's how we back at you.
I'm a diva.
She's also the biggest or one of the biggest global icons.
Yeah.
What is your point? I can be a diva. And
Are you a diva?
yeah,
I'm about to say yes.
bruh, my book agents, they can't stand me. But we were still #1 New York Times bestsellers last week.
Twice.
So what's your point?
It's your boy.
What is your point? And they divas. Great. Aaron Rodgers is a diva. He's also the best quarterback in the National Football League. Russell Wilson's a diva. He's also the best quarterback the Seattle Seahawks has ever seen. Deshaun Watson is a diva. He's also the best quarterback the Houston Texans have ever seen. What's your point? I don't care. They can be divas. Be divas when you ball. You done said you're the cockiest person inside your own head. Nobody ever else gonna know. But you cocky. I don't care. Be cocky. We make good TV. And I'll be cocky if you make good TV. Now, don't be a diva and be sorry. That is a crime. Being a diva and being sorry is a crime. But being a diva and being a baller, I don't see the issue. What is the point? So, in totalities, yes, the criticism is justified. They are divas. And?
Damn. Let me say this. Whoa. Okay. All right. Look. Misery loves company, and I guess cocky does too, because you just is like, oh, you talking to me? This was an Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson conversation that hit you in the head, huh? Right here. Hit dogs holler. Oh, I'm cocky too. I don't think I'm a diva, but if you call me that, I ain't gonna disagree. Let's say that. But let me get back to my take.
Get to your point.
No, I don't look at this situation like you do. All right, look. Players can do what the hell they want to do. It's their career. That's where I'm going to start it. I'm going to frame it that way. Just as teams can do what they want to do to the players. However, there are different recourse in terms of actions. Let's be real about that. What recourse does a player have when they overperform? Hope, begging, please give me a new contract, I'm doing well. Okay, what recourse does a team have when a player underperforms? Get your ass up out of here at 11:59 p.m., right when you're trying to go to sleep. So there are going to be different consequences by you going out there and flexing your power. Whatever times the player flexes his power, it's called diva or things of this nature. When a team flexes his power, well, it's a part of their responsibility and them doing the right thing to protect their franchise and the product. Interesting in terms of connotation. So I always criticize a player because when they get into this diva mode, Deshaun Watson, I was hypercritical of him because I was criticizing, will it work? Ron Wolf is not criticizing that. He's criticizing the right to even do it. And that's my problem with it. Look, these teams do it all day, and it's not a balanced equation where the players can do it all day. I just talked through that. But do the players have the right? Aaron Rodgers is basically sitting there saying, yeah, I know the consequences, and I'm going to take them on. Square up. And Ron Wolf, you should not interject. You should not get in between somebody who has the right to flex his own power. Got to bring in former Packer and Super Bowl champion, Fox NFL analyst Greg Jennings. So, Greg, is the diva criticism of star quarterbacks justified, you wide receiver diva?
No, and don't call me that. I've always disliked that term diva. I just know what I want. Individuals that know what they want. Acho, you know what you want. You know what you need to be successful, period. So I agree with both of you, but no, I don't think that this term diva is justified simply because when you look at these teams, and Marcellus, you laid it all out. These teams have always been able to dictate how players are going to perform, not so much how they're going to perform, but how long they will have to perform for the individual organization. The players don't have that luxury. They have the luxury, like you said, of hope. I hope that my performance provides me what I'm in search of. And so Aaron Rodgers, he's provided this outstanding, more than above par, above average MVP caliber performance for this franchise more than once. Acquired them their only Super Bowl under his tenure. So I shouldn't say their only Super Bowl, but his only Super Bowl under their tenure. And so for him to be classified as a diva from Ron Wolf, all I see is a former general manager, and I respect Ron Wolf. Trust me, I see a former general manager supporting his side, the general managers. I see quarterbacks, Brett Favre speaking out, supporting their side. That's what happens. This is no different than Tom Brady's departure from even the New England Patriots. When he was disgruntled, he's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to put my hands off. I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to walk away. And I'm going to prove that is it the Belichick way or is it my way? And it's not so much that players want it to be their way. They just want their share, their fair shake, period. And that's all Aaron Rodgers is saying. Look, I've done it your way forever. Now it's my turn to at least have it done or you consider doing it my way. That's all Aaron Rodgers is doing. That's all any one of these quarterbacks have been doing.
Hey, big dog, look, usually it's Marcellus and I up here giving that free game, but today you brought some free game because I'm going to steal it from you and I'm not going to cite you but one time. I'm not a diva. I just know what I want. That was a bar. That was a bar because that's what it comes down to. Personalizing it or not personalizing it, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, myself. Honestly, it doesn't need to be done my way. It needs to be done the right way. For Aaron Rodgers, it don't need to be done his way. It just needs to be done the right way. Now the question is, what does the right way look like? Y'all figure it out. But the right way looks like championships. The right way doesn't look like allowing 35 points per game in championship games, which is what the Green Bay Packers do. Deshaun Watson, it doesn't need to be done my way. It needs to be done the right way. But the right way isn't trading DeAndre Hopkins. That's not the right way. The right way, sure as heck, isn't losing all of the talent around your roster offensively. Russell Wilson, it don't necessarily need to be done my way. Well, for Russ, he wanted to cook. It needed to be done his way. But in all honesty, even when I think about myself, because you hit the nail on the head and you hit me in my heart with that same nail, I'm not a diva. I just know what I want. When you talk about what is being a diva is a self-important person that is temperamental and difficult and hard to please. A self-important person that is temperamental or difficult and hard to please. But why are you hard to please? Because you want things done the right way. So I'm not going to be mad at Aaron Rodgers because he wants to win another championship. Probably worse than Matt LaFleur, probably worse than Gutekunst. I'm not going to be mad at Deshaun Watson because he doesn't want to go 4-12 when he leads the NFL in most major statistical categories. I'm not going to be mad at Russell Wilson because he tasted success his second year in the league. He tasted it again his third year in the league, and he hasn't tasted it since. They're difficult and they are hard to please because they have expectations. So if we are going to call him a diva, because I'm not as opposed to being called that, I understand they might not be being divas. They just know what they want, G.
Man, look, you can study societies, you can study human behavior. You come to realize that a loss of power is always met with resistance, whether it's physical, mental, psychological. You're not going to relinquish that power easily. Ron Wolf is just in that position right now. He's like, I'm trying to stick up for the fraternity of general managers. We're losing our power right now. These players out here getting it. They're out here texting and just running 7-on-7s with each other and swapping teams at their own liking. I get that. Now, let's dive a little deeper into that, because this reminds me of an 80s movie I know Acho didn't watch, but I'm going to just bring it up anyway. Revenge of the Nerds. You remember that movie? You ever heard of it, Acho? When the smart kids finally stuck up to those cool kids and took their power back, or at least got treated fairly. And I remember that movie in jest, but it's a real lesson in there. Like, yo, do what you want to do. Now, there's going to be consequences of what you do. And 2 of the 3 cases we keep mentioning, I didn't think they had a leg to stand on. Russell Wilson, as soon as you started to cry and complain, I was like, you can do it, but it's not going to work. Deshaun Watson, as soon as you started to do it, I was like, you can do it, but it's not going to work. Aaron Rodgers, it might work because they actually contributed to the fire that Aaron Rodgers is now going to burn them down with. Jordan Love, lack of personnel, etc. And he's coming off of an MVP year. But all this is just the same way of saying, y'all, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. And we all know that. Ron Wolf had the gun for so many years. Let's just look at his resume and record of guys that he sent on that one-way ticket to the Greyhound station just because he felt like it. And now, finally, one of those players got off that bus and said, damn it, I ain't going nowhere. Matter of fact, y'all pack y'all bags and leave. Kind of interesting to see this player empowerment play out. Coming up, Andy Dalton has been a Chicago Bear for about